Alright guys, so earlier in this page we introduced something that looked like this. Whoa, that was not a highlighter. Like this. Um, some of our answers looked kind of like this, where we had a real number and an imaginary number, such as this, and a real number. These are called complex numbers, okay? So the whole thing, this is one number, and they're complex. Okay, that's the name of them. Um, so we're gonna basically learn how to add a complex number plus another complex number. Then we're gonna be able to subtract them, and then we're gonna multiply them, which they are fairly easy. Okay, they're not that difficult. In here, I'm gonna do this one with you. To solve this problem, we have to get this out of the parentheses. Okay. The way we do that is by distributing the numbering here. In this case, there is nothing there, so we just are going to assume that there's a 1. When you don't see any number and you have to distribute, there's always a 1. Okay, because if there was a 0, 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 7 is 0, so 0 times this whole thing would be 0, and this wouldn't exist. So that's why there would be a 1. 1 times 3, 3. 1 times 4i is plus 4i. We're going to do the exact same thing with this one. Multiply it times 1. 1 times 7 is plus 7. 1 times 11i is 11i. So now everything is in the same playing field. We now have to combine like terms. So basically, we combine the numbers with the numbers, and we always combine the numbers first. That's how they write complex numbers. They always put the numbers first, the real numbers, and then after that the imaginary numbers. So 7 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are going to get the the imaginary numbers, which is 4 plus 11 is plus 15i. It is basically that simple. It is super simple. So I want you to do problems 14, 15, and 16. I'm going to go over them on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In here, I'm going to go over 14. I get this out of the parentheses. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3i is 3i. 1 times 6 is plus 6. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5i. Combine like terms, number and number. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3i minus 5i is negative 2i. This is my answer. I'm going to go over 15. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times plus 3i is plus 3i. And here there's a negative, so when we put the 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. Negative 1 times 6i is negative 6i. We're going to combine like terms, numbers with numbers. And I have a negative 5. 2 and negative 7 is a negative 5. And 3i minus 6i is a negative 3i. The last one is 1 times 5. 5. 1 times 2i is plus 2i. Whoa. There's again a negative because we're subtracting them. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Negative 1 times negative 2i is positive 2i. This and this basically will go away. 5 minus 5 is 0. Plus 2i and 2i makes 4i. In here we don't have to have the 0, so my final answer is just 4i. Now let's move on to the complicated stuff, which is multiplication. And when I say complicated, it is not that complicated. This is a walk in the park, guys. This is super easy. Okay, number 7. Actually, I'm not going to go over number 7 because I don't like number 7. It's too easy. I'm going to go over number 9. Okay, in here, I want to go over something before I go over number 9. Okay, I'm going to be writing some notes in here. Just put them there, or actually put them in the bottom corner, just so we can all have them there, and I can find them whenever you're like, why is this? And I'm like, dummy, you wrote it in the right corner. So then I can be mad at you and I can know where to find the information. Okay, so put this notes down. I times I. Okay, we can all agree that I times I is basically I square. Now I square is the exact same thing as square root of -1, because I, same thing as square root of -1, and this is being squared. Now when a square root such as this and square meet, well, they basically undo each other. So in here I have -1 left, because that's what I'm left with. So all this to say is, when we multiply I times I, the answer is -1. You can put it in the calculator, try it out. You can either put in the calculator I times I, or you can put I squared, and it's going to spit out an answer of -1. Now let's keep that in mind as we do these problems. I'm going to go over 19. Okay, and this is basically FOIL. Okay, we're distributing, which is this times this, this times this, this times this, this times this. Okay, and then we combine like terms. So I'm going to multiply. -4 times 1 is -4. -4 times -I is negative and negative make a positive 4i. Now we do the bottom ones. 2i times 1 is plus 2i. 2i times -I is -2i squared. Now let's keep in mind what we said about I squared. Okay, I squared is the same thing as square root of -1 squared, which is the same thing as boom and boom, they go away, it's -1. So I'm going to rewrite this whole thing, and I'm going to combine the terms that I can. And I'm going to change that. So I have -4. I'm going to combine these two terms, and I'm going to say, well, I have plus 4, 5, 6 I minus 2. Instead of writing I squared, I'm going to put parentheses, -1. So this is basically multiplying. We're going to multiply this too. -2 times -1 is equal to a positive 2, which this would be my result. -4 plus 6i plus 2. Now in here, this and this are just numbers, so we can combine them, and we're going to get this and this combined. -2 is what I have left, plus 6i. This is my final answer. I want you to do number 8, so take 3 seconds, pause the video, and do number 8. I'm going to go over it on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18i. I times 5 is plus 5i. I times negative 9i is negative 9i squared. I'm going to change all of this, and I'm going to write 10 minus, I'm going to combine these two things because they are like terms, and I'm going to say this is negative, not 13i, and then I'm going to do, well, negative 9, and let me do this just last time. I squared is the same thing as negative square root of negative 1 square. This and this go away, and I have left negative 1. So this right here is the same thing as negative 1. Negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9, so I'm going to make this a positive 9. Now I can combine this and this, and I am left with 19 minus 13i. This is my final answer. Okay, I'm going to go over 17 and 20. So pause the video and go over 17 and 20. I'm going to go over them in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5i is 10i. 3i times 3 is plus 9i, and 3i times 5i is plus 15i squared. We can combine that. 6 plus 19i plus, actually not plus, this is a negative, so basically I have 15 times negative 1, which is negative 15. Combine like terms, this and this are just numbers, so my answer is negative 9 plus 19i. Last one. That's my answer. 2 times 3 is negative 6. 2 times 4i is negative 8i. I times 3 is plus 3i. I times 4i is plus 4i squared, which this one turns into 4 times negative 1, which actually makes it be negative 4. I break everything down. Negative 6 minus 8i plus 3i, and combine like terms. This and this are like terms, and this are like terms. I'm going to do the numbers first. So negative 6 minus 4, negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. And in here, negative 8i minus 3i is negative 5i. That is my final answer. And now we know how to add, subtract, and multiply complex numbers.